Guess what, guys? We've got 500 subscribers. Yay!
Welcome to Smoke Shop.
Anyway, basically, we're going to have a freeze tonight. It's not going to be a hard freeze or anything like that. But it is a reminder of something that I need to do, which is I have an exposed pipe that, though it was insulated, had a cat or a possum or something, a rat, dare I say it, harvested the insulation off of the pipe for nesting material. So what I'm trying to hunt for right now is if I have any insulation for 3/4 inch pipe. If I do, I'm certainly not going to be able to get to it while I hold on to a camera. So I'm going to look and find it, and we'll be right back. All right, look what I found. Now I just need to find the black duct tape that we were using the other day, which of course I have nowhere near enough to do this, but hopefully. We'll grab some electrical tape also. I have a fresh knife blade, I believe, on here. And let's go outside and complete our mission before it gets dark and colder. Alright. Well, here's our patient. I don't know why I brought my water out here. Because it's a habit to grab it. Obviously, this is what we're working on. Let's just cut it there and go from there. Now, when you're cutting this stuff, you need to use a sharp knife. Because if you don't, what you'll end up with is a shredded mess. There are types of this that have the slit already made. And obviously this does not have it, so I'm having to cut it manually. And what I'm doing is when I feel it start to bite and not cutting, I'm stopping and I'm recutting. Because once it starts bunching, it's just going to shred. So I definitely recommend a sharp blade when you do this. You can see everywhere it started to bite. If I had kept pushing it through, it would have just rolled right through that and destroyed it. Alright, now what we're going to try and do is get this cut to an even point. Oh gosh. And get rid of this old stuff completely. It's really funny because this is the only pipe I've ever had any issues with, and I think it has something to do with the rain gutters being right here. Like maybe they're either going up and down the rain gutters, or the rain gutters are a source of water maybe for all of the neighborhood creatures. Anyway, let's get this slit on here. And as I do not have enough duct tape to do what I'd like to do, which is run a strip right down there, maybe we'll do it with electrical tape to at least have something. And then we're going to tape it as many places as we can with the duct tape. Just as soon as I get this free. Shoot, come on. Thank you. Alright. I'll do it in a couple pieces just to make sure I get a decent bite here. if you saw, but I squeezed it together. Because you really want to keep that seam tight in order to keep the insulative features. Let me go ahead and put a piece around this just to hold it. And again, we're going to try and get that seam as good as we can. I would absolutely be using duct tape if I had more, but I'm not going to run to the store for this. You know, if I was working a commercial job or something, or any job doing this, I would have more duct tape, or I would go to the store. But since it's my personal, and I don't mind, this will be all right for now. I don't know if y'all hear that breeze, but that's a cold breeze. There's definitely a cold front coming through. I'm gonna hit this bottom first because that's the most important part. I think the way that I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna push it in here. Ooh, yeah, I got too much crap in the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip this in half and just do this. And the main thing that I'm after is keeping them from splitting that seam back open, them being the creatures of the night. Again, that is not a perfect job, and I'm going to put a little bit down there because there's a gap there that I didn't realize. I hadn't pushed it down all the way. I'm not as worried about taping this, but I at least want to have it on there. Even if we're just squeezing it in there, which is what we're gonna do. Again, being Florida, the odds of us having a freeze that cold is not that great. I'm going to go ahead and tape this to the post just because I had some zip ties on there, but I think you saw me cut them off. Oh crap. Come on. Alright guys, that's some pretty important stuff if you're about to have a freeze. So that's why I did it. I was gonna say, I knew I didn't have much. We'll put one more right here just to make sure that that seam doesn't get split. All bundled up. Next, we're going to check on the shed, the main water supply. I want to get a light bulb in there and make sure that it's not going to freeze inside there. And I think we need to check the filters. Just double checking. That one's alright. Main supply is alright. Of course, I was thinking about having a fire tonight, and there's a red flag warning, which means no fires. Seems like every time the weather's good enough to have a fire, it's too dry. Alright, well, you can tell it's been a while since I've serviced my filters, which is a good thing, because it means everything's been working right. Oh, hoping for no waspies. Waspies! No waspies, please, okay? Alright, well, the first thing we want to do is replace this light bulb, hoping that there's no waspies in there. That would have been perfect. I don't know if you can see me or not, but you're about to be able to, I assure you. Can you see me now, bitches? Alright, so anyhow, that is the original pump. If you ever saw on my Barndo video, building my house, I don't remember what the title is, but when I first installed the pump, when I first got this land and expected it to be a temporary thing, that's it. It's been there for probably going on 6 years now. It's the Harbor Freight Drummond El Cheapo water pump. This is a spin down filter. I usually give it a couple taps and then flush it like that. I don't see any leaks or anything like that. These pipes, I've had this handle break before, which meant I had to repipe this entire thing. And since I have no preview screen, I can't see what I'm pointing at. Anyway, so I had to repipe this entire thing at whatever time it was at night with no water in the house. That was a fun day. One. God, that takes forever. It's better when it's not in there. Anyway, that's a 75 watt bulb. That's a little bit of overkill, so I'm going to try and remember to turn that off tomorrow. But that should keep the shed nice and warm once we shut the door. Water Station Alpha. Alright kids, this is the music room if you haven't seen it. And in the corner of the music room is Harry Potter's room. Harry, are you in there? No, but your water system is. Anyway, I'm going to consult with the director and the producer and the camera crew, and we're going to put this together, but basically, from this angle, that is 3 big blue filters, and it's not a water softener, by the way. It's a, it's a Pro Aqua professional water filtering system. It's a potassium magnesium. I don't remember what the media is, but there's a media in here that is supposed to help with the rust. It's basically an iron filter. And it does flush and all that. It's very similar to a water softener, but it's not a water softener. A water softener theoretically would alleviate all of my water issues. However, I don't particularly like soft water. Anyway, I'm not going to talk to you for hours in here because it's probably a really weird sound, especially when I'm doing that at the same time. Basically, what we have here is 4 stages of filtration, and then a UV light. And the UV light has a flow switch, so it only goes on when the water is flowing. And the purpose of that is because when I first installed it, it was always on. And being a bachelor, I don't necessarily use a lot of water. And as such, I was using a lot more UV energy, etc., electricity, bulb time, than I needed to be. Anyhow, I'm going to go over to this other side and shut off the intake valve. And now back to the show. So what we have is, in no particular order, we have a 20 micron big blue PS yarn filter. We have a 1 micron, it doesn't even say, but it's basically, I think it's paper. It's like a big roll of paper towels. Anyway, and this one is so that's a 20 and a 1, so I think this is a 5. All right. Yes, this is a 5 micron block carbon filter. Anyway, this is what they look like after they've been used for a while. So our water in is this valve, and we're gonna shut that. Come on, buddy, work with me. Oh, I just don't even like the way this feels. But in theory, that is a closed valve. So it goes into that filter, out of this filter, into these filters. And we're just gonna go ahead and separate everything because it just prevents any failures that may occur, which hopefully do not, from creating any huge issues. This is out of the filters into the UV. We're gonna go ahead and pay attention and shut that off as well. Out of the UV into the house. We're gonna shut that as well because we don't really want anything backflowing or anything. We also do not want to break the valve handles. Because if I haven't said it yet, I have had that happen before. And it's no bueno. So we are still at 60 pounds of pressure, which will actually alleviate relatively quickly if I just press one of these buttons. It's not the best way to do it, but we're gonna spill some water regardless. But you definitely don't want to undo your filters with 60 pounds of pressure behind them. Not only will it make it next to impossible to do, which it's already gonna be, I'm gonna show you basically what's going on here. Oh, but I doubt I'm gonna show you the fight that it's gonna be, because the main issue that I have with this setup is that I don't have room for this. I think you get the idea. We do not want to break any pipes. We don't want to break any valves. What we want is to just have the filter loosen up. Oh boy. Without creating any issues. I'm just going to brace it with my other foot here. There we go. Come on, baby. Oh no! Holy cow. So the other issue that we are hopefully not going to run into, and I was supposed to order some to prevent it from happening, but there are O-rings in here that if they get damaged could create a huge issue. Oh. I'm just going to show you this one process, and the other ones we're going to we'll just show you the filters. Alright, so now we have water coming out of there, hence the tray. That's also code, I'm sure. I would hope. Holy cow. There it is. We're finally free. Oh yeah, it was definitely due, wouldn't you say? That's where we start at. That's where we are. Yeah, we were due. All right, we're gonna take these old ones out. We're gonna take this filter, or this O-ring rather, set it to the side. I'm gonna take this and we're gonna dump it. We're going to take our new filter. I'm going to put our new one in here. Make sure it's seated on that center. Lube it up. Put it back into place. And this, in my experience, has been the biggest issue. Is getting this O-ring in place correctly. Yeah, see, it's swollen. This O-ring's pretty much shot. But I figured it out before, I'll figure it out again. Because last time I checked, I couldn't get these O-rings in town. Many pool places like Pinch a Penny procure products proficiently. That's going to be a huge issue, because if I can't put this filter housing back in, I can't have water. And of course, last time I fought this issue and found a solution or got it to work or whatever, I immediately stopped worrying about it and didn't order the O-rings that I should have ordered, because all we're doing now is chasing this around in circles and it's never ending. That's bad. That's real bad, guys. It's real bad. I'm going to try still to squeeze this mug on here before I totally give up. Yeah, because it's not, like I might be able to. I did it last time. I think I can do it again. That's what she said. What? I don't know. Look, guys. We're there. We're almost there. We just gotta get that in there. Get that in there. Get that in there. Alright, look, we did it. We did it, guys. Don't tell anyone. Shh, it's our secret. Hope for the best, kids. Why are you whispering? Oh God, because I'm scared. I'm so scared. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. Oh gosh, please. Oh, just go into place. Right. Note to self. Order more O-rings. I think that actually seated, guys. I might actually just turn that one on and order more O-rings. Yeah, we're gonna tighten this one up, and I'm gonna go to a place that sells water treatment stuff and see if I can get these big blue O-rings turning it the correct way. Okay, that was kind of scary, but these valve handles though, that's good. Get the air out of there, which is what those red buttons are actually for.
All right, gang. I don't know if you can hear my sinuses, but I guess since it got cold, whatever front is moving through or whatever, I can hardly breathe, and I can't stop sneezing long enough to accomplish anything. So, although I was able to order the O-rings and the correct food-grade silicone lubricant, I can't function. So I'm going to edit this out and leave it the way it is. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.